Social media has become one of the most powerful tools in the modern world. It's where we share our lives, connect with others, and build communities. But it's also changing us, how we think, how we feel, and even how we see ourselves. As someone who's grown up with this technology my entire life, I started wondering, are our brains even equipped to handle this kind of constant connection? This project started as research, but it quickly turned into something more personal. I realized I wasn't just reading studies. I was recognizing behaviors in myself, in my friends, and in all of us. This video isn't here to judge anyone. It's here to make you think. Think about your habits, your mental space, and the way you use the digital world. And maybe start a conversation with yourself or with someone else about what a healthier relationship with social media could look like. There's now a mountain of research connecting excessive social media use with the rising levels of anxiety, depression, and even attention disorders. A study in the journal Pediatrics found that teens who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media are more likely to report poor mental health. It's not just a hunch, this is backed by years of data. The design of these platforms play a major role. TikTok, for example, has perfected the infinite scroll. One article from the Times highlights how this format may be contributing to a rise in ADHD diagnosis among younger users. These platforms are engineered to keep us engaged, giving us tiny hits of dopamine over and over again. And the more we consume, the more we crave that next hit. But it's not just focus that suffers. Research cited by the New York Post links prolonged screen time in younger kids to manic symptoms. That's intense. What we're witnessing might be a real-time shift in human cognition. Evolutionarily, our brains are wired for face-to-face interaction, spatial awareness, and physical feedback from the world around us. Instead, now we're immersed in a digital landscape of filters, likes, and non-stop content. It all connects to a concept researchers call evolutionary mismatch. Our brains evolved to survive in a world of nature. Our psychological hardware hasn't caught up to the software of modern life. So what does that mean for memory, for attention, for empathy? What happens when the brain is constantly trained to avoid boredom at all costs? And if this is how we've started to rewire ourselves, where does it lead? Now I want to be clear, this isn't a hit piece on technology. We should give credit where it's due. Social media and technology have done amazing things. It's connected people across oceans, created communities, and made information more accessible than ever. It's helped launch global movements, it's allowed people to build careers, and it's not going anywhere, and for a good reason. But even with all these positives, we still have to ask, are we adapting to technology, or is technology adapting to us? This is where things get complicated. Most of us agree that balance is important, but in a world that's always online, do we even know what balance looks like anymore? We scroll through hundreds of posts a day. Our brains jump from idea to idea every second. We wake up and check our phones before we even speak to another person. That used to be unusual. Now it's normal. We're the first generation to grow up in this kind of digital immersion, and that means we're also the first to figure out how to live in it as well. That's both exciting and a little terrifying. So maybe balance starts with asking ourselves questions like, how do I feel after scrolling for an hour? Do I even remember what I saw? Am I using this because I want to, or because it's a habit? It might mean putting the phone down when we're with people we care about, or taking a walk without headphones once in a while, or even just noticing we're overwhelmed and pausing. It's not about quitting social media. It's about learning how to use it in ways that support mental health instead of draining it. That can mean setting screen time boundaries, curating your feed, or simply becoming more aware of how you feel while scrolling. How we engage with it is what makes the biggest difference. This isn't a call to panic, it's a call to think. Because if we're going to keep living in a digital world, we need to start designing our relationship with it on purpose. Thanks for watching. If anything here has resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on your own habits. Start a conversation. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. The more we talk about this, the more likely we are to figure it out together.